perfectly blended, smooth, the rum of the people. Experience the 6 flavors of bouncy rum, the spirit of St. Lucia.
Get pain relief fast with Frances Rub.
When the days get tough, rub it. Having back pains, rub it. The dog not well, rub it. COVID on you, rub it. If you have 4AD, rub it. For proper circulation, rub it. Stroke have you on a side, rub it. For all problems in life, rub it with Frances Rub. Or call 713-4162 or 489-3421. Nothing beats a good old Frances Rub. Located in the Vendors Arcade, booth 27B.
And now in VA4 on Girodi Street next to the post office.
Welcome back to Hush Talk. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon to our viewers. This is Hush Talk, where we say out loud what everyone else is whispering. And today we have a very juicy topic for you. I'm your host, Yolanda, and while I await my co-host, oh, here she is. So, Vince, I'm going to let you introduce yourself before I give you like a quick announcement. So, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Vilna.
Okay, guys. I realize that almost every Wednesday before the show, I get a message from at least 3 people who say, I can't find the link. Send me the link, or where is the link? So I just wanted to take like 1 minute of our time, and I think I'm going to do that before every show, just in case we have some new viewers, just to explain that we don't have a link where Hush Talk lives. The thing is that Hush Talk goes live on Watch Radio NYC's platform. And Watch Radio NYC has a YouTube platform. They have a Facebook platform, a Instagram platform, and a TuneIn platform. So we have 4 platforms where once we sign in, we go live on all 4 platforms. So all you have to do is at 6 o'clock on the dot, or maybe a little later, once you go onto any of those social media platforms and you type in Watch Radio NYC, you will just look for the Hush Talk Live, and there we are. I do try, as soon as we hit that go live button, while our sponsorship is, we're running for our sponsorship, to quickly copy the link and put it on my status or put it in the WhatsApp channel for those who are following there. So if you are ever wondering, oh my goodness, how do I get on the show? Just know that is where our Hush Talk link lives. But unfortunately, it's only generated after we go live, after each session. It's not a link that we use, recycle through every episode. So with that said, let me welcome you back once again to Hush Talk. I am Yolanda. Tonight we have a juicy topic. Vilna, I actually considered dressing like extravagantly, and I was like, I'm gonna be seated, anybody gonna see me, so I didn't. But our topic is going to focus today on the way people dress, right, Dales?
Yes. Is there really something that's for your age? Or
I don't know who's calling me now. Go ahead, Vince, talk. Let me mute myself because I don't know who's calling me right now. And
do we really have to dress for our age? Is there really something about dressing for age? What is age? Age is just a number. I believe people should dress for their body type. I don't believe there's any such thing as dressing for your age. I would prefer to say dress for your body type. But then again, I would also say dress for your level of confidence. You're still muted.
I totally agree with you, Vils. I totally agree with you. But a lot of times I hear people saying, dress your age. Wait, not people. I have said it myself. I have said people need to dress their age, or I will say, babe, I'm dressing my age. And there is this thing we want to break down. Is there such a thing as dress your age? Back in the days when our parents were, growing up, our grandparents, they would have certain rules and certain boundaries. Like if you're a certain age, you cannot wear something past a certain level past your knee or a certain level below your knee. And even recently, there was a video circling on social media. Somebody sent it to me and I was like, is that even a thing? I think a lady was talking, she was addressing somebody else who made a reference to her clothes. I'm talking about a big 60-something-year-old woman like you should not be in those short shorts or whatever. So there was a time when our parents and grandparents used to have a certain standard, saying that if you're a certain age, you cannot go below a certain length or above a certain length, or you couldn't expose certain parts of your body. But as we were getting older, we see more and more people are wearing revealing clothes regardless of what age they are. So what do you attribute that to? And I don't know.
I think it's people feel more free. People travel more. We see more, and people tell you if they can do it overseas, I can do it. Especially for St. Lucia. Before we were, that little secluded island where you don't really know what's going on until one of your relatives visit and you see that outfit and you're like, but now when people visit, it's different. You see them with stuff and you're already wearing it. Mm-hmm. When it comes to dressing your age, the only time I agree is when it comes to children. I find sometimes some things I see on 2, 3, 4-year-olds, I personally would not put it on my child. Mm-hmm. Some time ago, I heard somebody asking, what's next? Are we going to have thongs for 5-year-olds? Like thong swimsuits, and that kind of thing. And I'm like, please tell me they're not going to go there. I saw a lady getting her 4.5-year-old ready for preschool graduation, and 3 people are holding her down for them to put a how they call it, lace front wig for the child. In my opinion, that's too much. Mm-hmm. But it's her child. It's what she wants. So I think that topic is there is no right or wrong. It's just a matter of opinion, and it's going to be a controversial topic because some people will not agree with anything we have to say, and some people will agree. But I'm hoping the audience will, instead of just agreeing or disagreeing, will share their opinions on how they feel about the things that we say.
I like where you're taking these views, because one of the things I was going to ask you is why. Somebody will be like, oh, why can't I wear that for my child? So you see, you think about 3, 4-year-olds. I even see babies now, babies, and we're talking about clothes, but I guess we can stretch the conversation to extensions, hair extensions and whatnot, and, like body riders or whatever. Mm-hmm. And they may have a rationale as to why they may be dressing themselves or their children in certain things. One of the things I want to stress on for the audience, guys, no judgments. One of the things I like about Hush Talk is just for us to talk about those things, create awareness, and hear the various, viewpoints, and maybe we could let it fight with each other, and then we can unpack it and figure out what might be right, might not be so right. However, we don't want to be like, oh, well, you this and you that. It's your opinion. So we really want to hear what you have to say. So the comments section is open, and I know our audience is not the biggest yet, but put your comments in the chat. Let us hear what it is you have to say. And there is even a chance where you can call me via WhatsApp if you have that contact, or you can call me if you want to call in. I will put the Google voice number in there, and you can use that number to call and give your opinion, because I really would like to know what you think. Vils, you brought the children. Mm-hmm. And I totally agree with you, especially with clothes that might invite pedophiles and other people like that.
But just make them uncomfortable.
And yes, too, but not just that too, because the kids are small. So if from the time I'm little, my mom is dressing me in those revealing clothes, then I grow up and that's what I know. Yeah. The same way if you're little and they're dressing you in according to the people Guamama clothes, non-clothes, you're gonna get older, and if somebody say, oh no, you have beautiful skin, you're like, no, I don't feel comfortable, because that's what you're used to. So the way we nurture our children, that's what we're going to go into. But I want to kind of like take the topic of the children for a while, because kids normally, they don't really have any say. If your mother say, well, that's what you wear, if you get old enough and you have some kind of autonomy, and then you decide, well, I don't want to do that, or I don't want to wear this. But I'm talking about, like, let's talk a little bit about adults now. I don't even feel 50. I feel young. I feel young. I'm proud that I am 50. But when I say I don't feel 50, when I was growing up and I saw people who were 50, they were old people, like really old people,
Yeah, and they
wrinkles, saggy teeth, and saggy skin. I still feel like I did when I was 25, 30. And when I'm going out to a party, I still want to wear my little shoulders out. I want to wear a little halter. I can still put on a little black dress with no bra, let my little nipples peek through. I can still, I don't, for some reason I kind of like cool out on the batty riders. I used to love my shorts, shorts till my ass cheek hangs out, and I don't care what anybody says. So I used to love that, but now I'm as if I feel like I kind of don't want to let my ass out. I still like my legs out, but mostly part of it. But then I have my preferences, and so do everybody else. So who am I to tell somebody a big? Let me use Tamara's term because she's not there, so let me bash her. Tamara always everything I do, a big geriatric woman like you, act your age, So what is this act your age thing? So I kind of really want to see what our audience has to say about that acting your age thing.
But then again, it's okay. The other thing too is like you say, you don't feel 50. When you're 20, you look at a 50-year-old and to you, they're old. When you get to 30, 35, you're like, oh, 50 is not so old anymore.
I'm right there. Exactly.
You're heading to 50. So the thing is, we need, define what is your age. Define what is acting like your age. How should a 50-year-old act? How should a 60-year-old act?
I think that
again, it's perception. People just feel when you get to a certain age, you're supposed to tone down and stop doing this. No, as long as you're comfortable in it. And again, I say, I would prefer to say dress for your body type. Because there are certain things I will not wear because of my body type.
I'm coming back at you. Body, when you associate and look for the connection between body type and age, there is like a really close connection. When people are young and you're a teenager, everybody's slim and, shapely. Well,
everything is nice and pretty. Yes.
But as you get older, especially women, and mostly it's not a problem with men. Although I will touch on men a little bit because they have some men that, and again, I don't want to judge, but still it's not my preference. If I'm walking down the road and I see a big geriatric 40, 50-year-old man with his pants hanging underneath his ass sagging, and with cuts in the jeans and with patches, and be like, did you lose something somewhere? So I judge like that, because it's not my preference. But who am I to tell the person, this is a young boy trend, you're too old for that? But I know if I see a man looking at him trying to come and say that, I'll be like, excuse me, mister, please find your place. Because to me, it sends, and I guess we're going into the other question about what does your clothes say about you? I would much more be attracted to a young man who is well put together. His clothes look well ironed. It looks, mature. And like, what am I doing? I don't know. And that is why we need to put it out there, because as much as we don't want to single people out for what they wear, because of our preferences, we might look up or look down on clothing.
Yes.
And
it's an easy thing to do because I found myself doing it. I don't anymore. It's like you'd see somebody walking down the street and I'd say, that person have to put that on them. And then I realize I don't even know why the person is wearing it. Maybe that person was 20 pounds bigger 2 months ago. And that dress was in their wardrobe and they put it on. Yes, they still have all their truck tires and everything, but that was something that wasn't fitting them and it makes them feel good about themselves. So who am I to judge? But like, again, to each his own. But I still believe the other thing we can look at is like people now, there is no preference as to where you're going to. Okay, at first when we were growing up, you had house clothes, church clothes, party clothes. People put anything to go anywhere now.
Yeah, anything to go to church.
Yes.
And our parties, if it's, and I went through my phase too, especially when J-Lo and all these people said, I'm not somebody who is big on following celebrities, but certain things, when they become a trend, I like it, I might pick it up. Yeah. I remember some years ago, maybe 2017, I was at a 50th birthday party in Tiroche with a really, really see-through dress. You could really see my underwear and you could see my bra. It was like you could literally see. It was just a lace dress that you could see through. And I felt cute in my high heels. You know, I don't think I'm going to wear that dress now. But that doesn't mean I will not see a part of a dress and I will not see certain parts of see-through, and I will wear it.
Other thing is, you will not see somebody put it and judge them, because you will remember, you will say, "What? There's nothing wrong with it." But then I'm sure a few people judged you on that night.
Well, people have judged me all my life. Thank goodness. I don't give a rat's ass. I don't care what you say about these two. I don't care. But just to respond to what you said, I am a hypocrite on that end. Because if I go out there and I see the little, maybe not the young ones, like 13, 14, I'd be like, oh my goodness, that's a magnet for, you know. But if I see like the 18, 19, 20, early 20s girls, and especially if they have like a really shapely body and according to Shana, they have nothing to throw in a nice, like sexy outfit, crop top, you know, I'll be like, wow, really sexy. Like to me, I'll be like, I remember those days. You know, you go to a party, a soca fete, and then some young girl, 20-year-old, her crop top is so short, she has no bra, and you could actually see the boobs. Not the nipples, but like the rise of the boobs just sticking out from underneath. I'll be like, oh, that's sexy. I remember when I used to do that. But if I go out there and I see a woman my age with the top right there and a boobs, and I'll be like, so that is where I'm a hypocrite. I know I'm gonna be like, seriously, this person, I know I'm gonna do it. And it's just, maybe it's how do you call it? Acculturation. I don't know. That's when I was growing up, I knew that all the people don't do that. So when I was in my 20s and I used to have my little piece of body rider and my ass cheeks hanging out, my mother would come and she would say, "But I was so a teacher," meaning that I'm a teacher. People are going to be looking at you, and I said, I don't care. I am a teacher in the school. When I'm out, I'm a person. And I don't just have to go to school. So if you want to watch me, watch. I don't care. And I walk everywhere with my little body rider, my legs long, so like Bobby, my heels high, so. And when I'm walking straight. You can look, you can talk. I'm still like that. I don't care. But there are people, and the people who just like, maybe they don't care either. But the thing is should it be a rule? Should there be a rule that if you're a certain age, and then not just that, if there is a rule, what should we wear? Like, look at me and you in our 50s. What should we wear? What should people in the 60s wear? Should we only wear long culottes with flowing tops and long sundress and no back out and no halter, no like
what's the rule? Because no matter what you do, it will not work, because some people will tell you straight they don't like long flowing things and they don't like this and they don't like that. So I think it's a matter of choice, it's a matter of preference, and again, it's a matter of your level of confidence. Because there are some people putting some things on them, and when I see them, I say, Jesus, I wish I had that level of confidence, because there's no way I'm leaving my house in that. It's just not suited for the occasion, for the place. And again, I will say their body type. I used to like little pieces of shorts when I was in my 20s because I wasn't that size. I'm not going to put it, and then on my cottage cheese, I'm going to, somebody asked me for some cottage cheese to do. No, I'm going to wear things I feel comfortable in, but I see people my size wearing certain things.
Stop right there, Deals. Stop right there. You said, I'm not going to wear things I don't feel comfortable in. I think that's such an important statement. You're not going to wear things you don't. I don't wear. Even if I like to be sexy and I'm a little revealing too, if I put on a shirt and I see a love handle hanging out, I'm like, babe, my love, I'm not wearing that because my love handle is showing. That's my flaw as far as I'm concerned. So, but the key thing is, you don't wear something you're not comfortable in. So the question is, the person who is wearing the thing, they're probably comfortable, but we're doing the watching, we're uncomfortable.
Yes.
So that is where we decide whose comfort should we worry about. Is it my comfort as the viewer, or is it your comfort as the wearer? My son, you had a child say, if you don't like what I'm wearing, don't look at me. And that's a good principle. I think we should kind of like go to our audience. Guys, if you are there, we want to hear what you're thinking. Do you think people should dress their age? Do you think there is such a thing? Have you ever had a story where you look at somebody and be like, oh my God, what is she wearing? Oh my God, what is he wearing? Go cover up or take this off or whatever. We want to hear your views because we want to know, is it only us? So I see we have Malika in the house. I see Cherry Bryce. I see Miriam. And where's my glasses? I don't know. I see Miriam.
Yeah.
My glasses. I brought it to you.
Shana is there. Electra said hi, but she's running off, I guess, to her workout again.
That's good. Take care of yourself, Alex. You can always catch up on the show because the recording stays on the platforms forever.
And that's what she said. I will listen after, but have fun, guys.
So all of those we've called out here, what are you thinking? Is it fair? We are going to take our first commercial break, but Vils, you said something about people are in the streets and they're doing certain things. And when we come back, we really want to talk about those streets because we know what's happening in St. Lucia this week. Is it this week or next week? Next week.
The whole of this week and starting from this weekend into on Monday and Tuesday is the grand finale.
Yes. So we know there's carnival in St. Lucia. There's carnival. When is Barbados crop over? I don't know. But all the islands, Grenada, they're having carnivals. And more, we're seeing carnival costumes looking like
they're becoming
wearing anything. I know I like to go stand up and watch. And I like to appreciate a good body. And I like to look at a bad body too. And I don't know if there's anything called a bad body, but I'd be like, you know, we're going to come back and talk about carnival costumes and whether or not carnival costumes are sometimes too revealing. But when we come back, we want to hear your ideas, your thoughts, your perspectives in the chat. Okay? Give us a minute. Let's play those commercials from our sponsors.
Love how we party, love how we fet. Pour out the bounty, everything set. Celebrate good friends and more. Let me see, tout moon, farewell. Love how the twin peaks rise to the top. Bounty, treasure, right non-stop. We love the spirit and we all have fun. Love that loose and rum. Perfectly blended. Smooth. The rum of the people. Experience the 6 flavors of bouncy rum. The spirit of St. Lucia.
Get pain relief fast with Frances Rub.
When the days get tough, rub it. Having back pains, rub it. The dog not well, rub it. COVID on you, rub it. If you have 4AD, rub it. For proper circulation, rub it. Stroke have you on a side, rub it. For all problems in life, rub it with Frances Rub. Or call 713-4162 or 489-3421. Nothing beats a good old Frances Rub. Located in the Vendors Arcade, booth 27B.
And now in VA4 on Girodi Street next to the post office.
Welcome, V. Welcome. Welcome, Leona Bryce. We're deliberating on this topic. We're talking about the fashion rules, the age rules, and whether or not you should judge people based on what they wear. So, is there such a thing as dressing your age? Before we go to the audience, I just kind of want to look at the data we have here. When I sent out the poll earlier today, 100% of the people who responded to the first question says yes, dressing your age is a thing. And that 100% includes me. I did say yes. When we ask about whether or not carnival costumes have become too skimpy, 100% of the people, including me, said yes. When we talk about whether or not you should conceptualize people based on the clothes they wear, like look at people and say, oh, this one is this one is that, this one is that. Nobody said yes. So that I like. So it looked like even if we think people wear too revealing clothes, people should judge their age, we have nobody judging from our data, judging people based on how they dress. And we also have nobody, we have 0% of people saying, absolutely, you should be judged. I did say it's not so cut and dry. It's cute and dry, not cute. I mean cut and dry. And I'm going to explain what I mean by that later, because I think in certain contexts, people will dress, especially in professional context. You go in for a job interview, you walk in there looking a certain way, people are going to be like, no job. So people do get judged by what they wear, but it will depend on the context. We're going to deal
The
with that.
context, yes, and the job you're going in for.
Okay, but let's see what our audience have to say. Welcome, Erdi. Welcome, Camilla Bryce. Welcome, Nikki. Welcome to the show. What do you guys have to say right now? Help us, Vils.
Camila said, as much as people should wear what they feel comfortable in, some people just overdo it. Not everything that comes in style people should wear. Wear the clothes that fit your size.
Vils, that's just about what you were saying, right?
Yes.
In terms of it depends on not mostly age, but body structure.
Yes.
You see, but the thing is, sometimes you're walking down the street in Castries, or you're walking down Brooklyn streets, and then you pass by the show window, and the mannequin look like, wow, I want that dress. And then you
but then look at the mannequin and look at yourself. Because there's this place I used to shop, and I remember I went in there, and the girl looked at me and she judged my size. 2 sizes too small. I don't know. She's trying to make me feel good. And then she said, that will fit you. I said, what, that? She said, the thing have 2 big holes on the side.
That's something I do.
I said, you're trying to ridicule me? Or you? She said, no, you have shape even if you're big. So I went and I humored her. I said, you know what? Come, give 2 input. I say, and she's like, oh my God. I say, you don't see the truck tires on the side. I will not embarrass myself and go out with that. I don't care how good because I'll be walking and my hands will be sore. Trying to.
Yeah.
Somebody else will put it. I have seen people put, this dress is with the crisscross in the back, the thin straps. And every strap is on the
crease.
Yeah. You're not seeing it. It's on. And I'm like, confidence. I don't judge. I just feel they have a lot of confidence because I will not go out looking like that.
Right. Okay, let's hear what Leona Bryce has to say.
Leona says, I'm not interested in carnival, so don't have much to say. I'm only interested in Miku Carnival.
Yeah, but when you go to Miku Carnival, do you wear extra revealing clothes?
Exactly. Shanna says, there are times when fashion goes beyond the norm or culture and is downright tasteless and is being perceived as looking for attention. We have to think of the message your dressing sends out to the younger generation. A standard of basic decency is expected with regards to carnival. I don't know what to see. I don't know if you need to say or see.
Let me comment on Shana Salam's input for a minute. When I am in New York for Labor Day, and sometimes you see the band coming down, and it's beautiful. There's a lady, and I guess sex sensualization. You have this lady coming down in beautiful costumes. Nowadays, costumes is just feathers and beads, right?
Yeah.
There's no twirl anymore. It's feathers and beads.
Beads and strings.
Yes, and their bodies are beautiful and well schooled.
Oh, yes.
So it's a nice thing to watch. But then again, it's carnival and it's in the street. And carnival now has evolved. Somebody told me carnival used to be more about art and history and almost like narrating the place for music and for dance and whatever. But now it's all about which band can have the skimpiest outfit and who can twerk a little more. I well enjoy seeing the little people twerk the little bum. I say, Messi, wow.
My thing is honestly, for carnival, when I go out there, like you say, you see these young people and everything is toned and nice and perky. I'm like, damn, they're looking good. My thing is the people with the D and the H and the I cups, when you put these little pieces of things on your nipple and then you jump in and then one fly in there.
It's body expression.
It's just not tasteful anymore. The other thing I don't like, I'm not against the thongs, but if I were to jump carnival in a thong, I would have flesh tone tights. So when I matter in the air, nobody not seeing thy kingdom come. You still see how good I look because the tights, the flesh tone, they hugging you. But when I bend down, nobody not seeing that kingdom come, and some of them not even doing Brazilians and.
But you know what, Bills? I'm still going to advocate for, because the thing is, when you see these nice toned, slim people, little boobs, if they just need a little finger flesh to cover, and I can wear that costume, and all of a sudden, because I am a lot size, I have those big boobs that I have to throw over my shoulders, and they don't stay one place, they jiggle. Why is it not fair? Because I have bigger assets. I
No,
am
but you could
limited to wear those costumes.
wear something to fit your bigger assets.
Mm-hmm.
Do it a
But it's the
little
band do what I
bigger.
want. The band only catering for little boobs, and that's the
No,
band I'm jumping in.
because nobody's standing up to say, why aren't you all catering for bigger boobs? So give me something to cover. It's just not.
So I guess that's those bands need to be held accountable to accommodate and differentiate their costumes. You cannot, if you know you're only going to make costumes, I'm going to put in a teacher's hat on there. If you know you're going to make costumes and your costumes are only going to fit small from people, then somebody should sue that band and say, hey, you're only doing costumes that will cover up little people, but you have not made accommodations for people who are bigger and who may want to jump in your band.
But
because
the people
that
who
band have better music, better colors, better stuff, and I just want to jump with that band, and because of my size, I'm limited.
But the people jumping in the band are paying their money, so they should talk. Because when you look at the bands, everybody in the band is not in a thong. You see some of them with the little, what they call them, the boy shorts, and and it's carnival. I don't mind you have your little boy shorts and your tush hanging and that kind of thing. The only thing I don't like about the carnival is when those with the thongs bend over.
Bills, I have a song.
really
I have a
pissing
song, Demi, I've been to Miami Carnival with you 3 times. I have a thong jean shorts, and I tell you, it's thongish. When I put it on me, and I think those who have seen it actually even have a zip in the back. When I put it up, I'm trying to keep it a little low, but I put it up, and half of my twash up. But I know it's just carnival. It's for one day in Miami, and
Yeah,
not just
but
as soon as I get in the band, I make sure I put myself where paint is, so the paint almost like giving me some kind of coverage, so I don't look as naked as I am. But I would put a t-shirt and I have a bathing suit beneath it in case I want to just pull the neck or
Right.
whatever. But my ass cheeks are always hanging out.
Yeah, but then you said denim.
No. I'm not going against you. I'm just telling
Yeah,
you.
denim is not as thin. That's my only thing. That's my only thing with the thongs. I have nothing against them. And I always say, you're looking good, your body nice, it's toned, it's carnival, have your fun. But the ones that have, and then you see them trying to quickly fit it back in, that's the ones I find. And the bending over of the thongs, that I find is tasteless. Everybody doesn't have to see that kingdom come. And my other thing is, when they have the thongs and they're drinking, they sit on these bare dirty walls. So everything down there is exposed to the bare dirty wall. So what are you catching?
So that's something for them to think about.
Exactly.
On this note, I do want to go, Bills, if you could go back to, I don't know, I have those glasses, they make me see clear, but they're not enlightening the thing for me. So I don't want to strain my eyes. I see we have a lot of audience.
Yes, I'm
and I'm
going
loving
back.
it. Maybe we can start from the bottom and go up, because
Okay.
then it's sure. Let's just read through all of them.
From the bottom, Leona says, Adela Celia, I agree, because I have seen participants.
You know what? Stop, Bill. Sorry, I'm sorry. That
Because now I kind of, yes, Adela.
You kind of want to me. So let's go back.
Back to the top. I think the last one I read was Shanna's own.
No, you had skipped Malika's own. Malika said people should be comfortable in what they wear and don't think about what people think. Right on, Malika.
Right. And then Leona said after that, hey, good evening. I was in hiding after England lost to Argentina, but I'm good now. I read Leona, I read Camilla, I read Shanna. So now we're going to Leona. Leona said, no judgment on my end. Individuals have to use their discretion on what to wear. Miku Carnival was great. Then Leona said again, I'm too busy dancing and enjoying myself that I don't pay attention to the dressing. But I do agree some people overdo it. And then after Leona, there's just no. Okay.
V. Joseph, I pinned it for you already. I'm pinning it for you.
Sorry. Okay. So pin and I'll read.
Okay.
Okay. V. Joseph said, based on where you're going, you should dress appropriately. Also, you may not realize it, but you definitely will get judged. However, what do you want to portray, and what examples are you to society?
Okay.
Nicholson Shallery said, once you feel comfortable in your skin, your outfit, you good. That shouldn't be an issue.
Okay.
Adela said, Carnival is costume. Is just for a moments, to forget all of life's problems for the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Leona Bryce said, I will create my band and accommodate for bigger size costumes. And then that was when Leona said, Adela Celia, I agree, because I have seen participants who participate in skimpy outfits for Carnival, but have always dressed appropriate. So it's just for a moment.
Okay. And then Adela said something last.
For me, is how much alcohol they consume and weed they smoke, and they just let everything go.
So you see, it's a time when people decide, I'm not just letting the body go. I'm not just freeing the tatas. I'm not just freeing the glutes. I'm gonna free their mind. I'm gonna drink. I'm gonna act a fool. And then when after Carnival, they come right back being who they were. So I don't know. I am with I think where I lie most directly is if you're comfortable in what you're wearing, then you're comfortable. But I do want to say, despite the fact that it should be based on your comfort and your own self-concept, because I can guarantee you, if right now you go to Carnival and you see a group of people dancing on the street and they have long dresses like they're going to church, they say, where is people going? So they will feel like
it happens. It happens because the ethnic bands, when they jump, they come in all their madras and their long. It's almost like they're wearing. It's similar to our national costume, and I've heard some people say that in that hot sun.
In that hot sun. So no matter what you wear, people will judge you.
No matter what you do,
people will judge you. But I will say that just for your own personal conceptualization, just to make sure you keep your own values intact, you should be able to say, this is who I am, and think about your own identities. I'm a mother, I'm a this, I'm a that, I'm a woman. I am going to make sure, even if I am out there, I may be less skimpy than normal, but so you should be able to identify some boundaries between which you are going to stay and not just bring it on. Well, it's Carnival, so I'm going to be naked. Just understand sometimes based on where you are, and not just that, with things like Carnival, pictures and videos travel far and wide. So especially if you have certain affiliations or connections and you don't know where these videos are going to land, and if you have a job or a status, people are going to be like, excuse me, what is this? And then you have to explain yourself, and then you have to feel like discriminated against, or you have to feel like people take action against you because you were out there doing something. Then you should be able to know your circumstance, your sacrifices, your this, your that, so you know your choices do not come back and haunt you. But that said, Carnival is a cultural thing, and whining and matting and twerking and doing all of that is part of our culture. But I have really seen that the culture shift from Carnival being costumes designed to represent certain cultures, and when the bands are passing you to them, relating it to the flag, to the motto, to the this, to the that. Now it's just bam bam wall. Who can wine more? Who have more ass out? Who has the bigger ass? Who can shake it? Who can jiggle it? Like it's really evolving, and it's evolving into something less symbolic, less meaningful. Some of the songs I like.
Yes.
Some of the songs I like.
And even the king and queen of the bands, that's what you were talking about the last time. The creativity is there in that. You have the costumes and you have them depicting what the costumes are. And, while they're depicting it, you're trying to see, does it really make sense? Does he move like water? Does it, is he the goddess that they say? And I watched some of it, and it was, that is where all the creativity come in. And even on the first day, when the bands are coming out, when they're presenting the bands, you have a group in front and they're dancing but then as soon as they finish their presentation, Bacchanal starts. And Carnival is Bacchanal. Yeah, Carnival is Bacchanal, yes.
Yeah, Vils, I pinned the next comment because Leona is curious. We're talking about clothes and she's talking about smells.
The only thing about Carnival moments is that they start sweating too fast, so they need proper hygiene products to keep going. But other than that, let them be.
I'm like, are you serious? Well, I guess talking about attire and talking about
Yes.
clothing, I guess what you put on your bodies, the
Yes.
lotions, the scents, this is part of your attire. So I guess it goes.
It goes in. And
And
she said, I enjoy watching them even though I do not participate.
okay. So I think we've kind of really heard a lot about, carnival and how carnival contributes to the dressing skimpy feeling. But the question was, is it getting too skimpy? And again, I'm going based on the data, or everybody who answered that question said it is getting too skimpy. I think sometimes you'll see carnival costumes where you've seen a little string just passing right to separate the vulva. If you look at sample, you could actually see the thing belly covering the clitoris and the two lips are outside. And I'm like, I don't think it's that serious. Even if carnival is a time to celebrate freedom and history and culture, I don't think there is any part of our culture that say, oh, let's showcase the private parts of our body. I think even if somebody is cute looking in their costume, I think that's taking it a little bit too far,
Yeah.
not just with the person
That's
wearing
amazing.
it, but to the designers in the first place.
But then again, the designers go for what the majority want. Because if you design a costume and nobody's paying for it, but then by the time you design that costume, because when the costumes are designed, they're modeled so people can see the variations, because there are always different variations. A few of them are more clothes, they have a little more twirl in them. But the thing is, the skimpier ones, they sell out faster. But the other thing, who's skimpy? The men are well clothed. The men have muscle shirts and shorts reaching above their knees most of the time. It's always the women that
Because
are not.
the thing is that to invite men into the band, then you want to show them, oh look, we have girls that there. Some will go just to watch the women.
Well, yeah, but the women,
when you're gonna wind behind somebody and they won't say
the
anything.
women want to see. Nowadays, the men have shorts. The men have 4-inch shorts, dressing to go out now. So give them so why the men are wearing tights? Why they can't give the men short tights?
Nowadays, the men wearing tights, the men short, so short.
Yes,
pants,
it's short,
long
the
enough.
4 inches.
But let me tell you something, they're sexy to turn. They're sexy. When I see a little man
So why
working
they
out,
not sexy in carnival? Maybe this year. Let's look out to see. Maybe this year the shorts will be shorter, because the men are always properly covered in carnival.
In St. Lucia Carnival, maybe. Not in
What's
Miami Carnival and all some of the other carnivals like Labor Day. Sometimes you see the men. I've seen men in their thongs too. You've seen, but then the thing is that, unfortunately, maybe somebody might prove me wrong, but men's bodies are great, but they're not as seductive as a woman's body. You see when you say, Messi, I feel looking good. Wow, I feel I like to see stone. But when you see a woman and she's showing everything, even though I'm a woman, I have no interest in a woman. I'm not a lesbian. And when I see a woman well cut and almost think, I was like, hey, I want to see all parts. I can appreciate a good woman's body too. So if the women are out there showcasing another man, hell yeah, I'm watching. You're on a show. I'm watching.
Yes, they will watch. Yes.
We have a few more comments.
Yes. Okay. V says, I love carnival, and yes, I jump in the band, but not in their costumes. It has become almost nude. And Miriam says, I only experienced crop over. It's very nice.
I have never experienced crop over, but I hope to one day.
It's disgusting, in my opinion. Women have gone to another level. The men are fully clothed. Miriam says, we have 4-day morning. It's very nice. I'm guessing that's for crop over.
For crop over.
Yes.
Okay, guys. So we have spoken about the nudity associated with carnival. We are going to take one short commercial break just to, give our sponsors some airtime. And when we come back, we are going to dig into, what do your clothes say about you? Do your clothes actually say something about you? And if they do, what do they say about you? So as we're going, guys, I want you to put your comments in the chat. So when we come back, you can tell us, when you see somebody dressed this way or that way, what message are you getting from these clothes? We'll be right back. Okay?
Love how we party, love how we fet. Pour out the bounty, everything set. Celebrate good friends and more. Tennessee, tout moon, farewell. Love how the twin peaks rise to the top. Bounty, treasure, right non-stop. We love with spirit and we all have fun. Love that loose and rum.
Perfectly blended.
Spirit and set. smooth. The rum of the people. Experience the 6 flavors of bouncy rum, the spirit of St. Lucia.
Get pain relief fast with Frances Rub.
When the days get tough, rub it. Having back pains, rub it. The dog not well, rub it. COVID on you, rub it. If you have 4AD, rub it. For proper circulation, rub it. Stroke have you on a side, rub it. For all problems in life, rub it with Frances Rub. Or call 713-4162 or 489-3421. Nothing beats a good old Frances Rub. Located in the Vendors Arcade, booth 27B.
And now in VA4 on Girodi Street next to the post office.
Vales. Oh shucks, I lost my train. Oh, I was about to say, all those people jumping up carnival in St. Lucia and taking part in all of the fetes. You cannot say we did not tell you what your knee joints are 13. We have
Frances Rub.
we have advertised Frances Rub 3 times before the show started and now twice. So you cannot say we didn't give you medicine for your bad knee or
bad knees.
all the back and I'll finish. So make sure you get some Frances Rub if you're out there.
Yeah.
Doing
We have free comments.
Our topic. Before we do the topic, let's go to the audience because, guys, the audience is the most important part of the show. So we always prefer to hear you talk. There's one thing you need to do before we even mention you. Everybody in the audience, come on, drop those likes, drop those loves, drop those emojis. This is what really, really helps the show, letting people know that, oh, wow, people really like this show going on. We need to continue, blah, 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 blah. So keep dropping these emojis as the show progresses, okay? So let's hear from, I think Camilla is the first one.
Why can't the women cover up and have the same attire like the men? I love the costumes, but it's just not for me. But I will still wear my 2-piece and enjoy my carnival. V says, Camilla Bryce, yes, I'm with you. And Adela says, another thing is that as carnival evolve, the costumes have evolved also. The women are just rebelling against what past culture has limited them to. Now women feel that they are liberated and men can no longer dictate their style of clothing.
That's an argument there.
And she said, Adela said as well, men can't wear too skimpy outfits before their billing banks stand at attention.
I don't know, some men don't even have any billing banks. They have B. So they just tuck it between their legs and move on. If they wear those skimpy outfits, I can see fights breaking out because imagine you're a man and you're there whining being a woman who have nothing, and then your little things start rising. Trouble. So I wanted to just touch on what Camilla said about the 2-piece. Even that we'll complain about because now carnival does not happen anymore unless there is a wet fet section.
Yes.
And that wet fet is very seductive because now it's bikinis, bathing suits, and now guess what? You wet, your nipples hard, it's standing out. Even if you have a cover up, it's a very sexy event. Can you imagine you gyrating against somebody, your body wet, everybody there? Oh. So, what are you going to do? Come to the wet fet session with a church clothes? I don't know. Somebody said something else.
Adela said they will.
No, Malika is taken to Adela.
Malika said at Adela they will think that the men are gay.
I agree. So let's pivot a little bit. What do your clothes say about you? We say we shouldn't judge people based on what they wear. Somebody's clothes shouldn't, determine their value or their worth or determine their character. But clothes really do have a way of speaking about you. You walking down the street and you see a young woman pass and she has, or maybe her top is all hair, her little boobs are hanging out, all her midriff is out, the pants low, and and she's walking, she's seductive, and you're like, And then you see a second woman, maybe around the same age group, walking down, and she's wearing a tailored suit, she got, a side bag, and you automatically, as a human being, going to attribute a certain value to that one and to the other one. You're not going to look at them the same way. You're gonna instantly think, "Oh wow, this girl is classy. She got a good job." This, and then you're gonna be like, "This one is a hoe." I see it all the time.
It happens all the time, but the thing is, it's not right because I have seen guys with their pants under their butts. I can't stand that. They have their pants under their butts. And then they are more mannered than the ones I see with the tie. They have better heads on their shoulders. They have better manners, everything than the ones I see with the ties. I have seen it so many times. So sometimes we judge people on their looks. And that is why I think it's wrong. But even if it's wrong, it will continue to happen. Because if somebody walks into where I'm working and they have their hat all the way down, we ask them to take it out because we have money. Now, there might not be anything wrong with you, but you're already coming in like a little gangster with your hat and your pants and your...
That's called stereotyping and bias.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
and the thing is, you just cannot help it because I totally agree when somebody said that clothes speak as a silent. I read it somewhere that clothes speak as a silent language. You, based on what you wear, you're already allowing people who are looking at you to form a personal judgment about you, and they make judgments based on their experiences, based on their culture, based on their situation. So as you said, you see somebody walking down the road, and especially in New York culture, you see a black boy walking down the road, he has a hoodie, his face looks like he's wearing a ski mask, his hands in his pocket, right there, like, oh my goodness, you know, and he's fully covered. But anyway, you think, oh, this person is a thug, he probably has a gun, he's probably smoking weed, he's gonna rob me. Clothes do communicate certain things about certain individuals. And as I said earlier, you walk into an office for a job interview, regardless of what a job is, you have a tank top on some flip-flops. Good afternoon, I'm here for the interview. You really think that employer is going to be like, unless if it's like they're just looking for somebody to sell by the road for them.
Or they're looking for somebody to work on the beach, then flip-flops are yes.
So sometimes you're going in for a job that has nothing to do with corporate or office, and you still have to dress a certain way, put on a certain attire, so you can even be considered seriously. So we would be liars if we try to act like, oh no, clothes don't matter and clothes don't speak or determine who somebody is. It does.
It does. After you get to, maybe you spend time with that person and you get to know the person, you may say, okay, it's different. But it does. You look at somebody going, and some people will tell you, no, I don't judge. It just happens. You watch what they wear and you just...
And it doesn't even have to be how much clothing is in the material. You look at somebody who's always wearing bright colors, oranges and reds and flying. Right. This person is always happy.
Bright.
When you look at somebody always wearing a brown, and then you be like, that is just so sad and drab. The person might be the happiest person in the world, but just because of the certain colors people wear, it gives you a certain perception about them, especially if that color may mean you may associate it with something negative or something positive.
Yes.
So we bring our own experiences, our own preferences, our own judgments to things just because they're in front of us, and we judge. And that is why I say we might want to think we don't, but if we have to take like bias tests and stuff, we'll be like, what? I don't feel like, but we do. We have those ingrained implicit biases in our brains, and sometimes we're not even aware of it until something comes and bring it out. So it's absolutely true.
It's absolutely true.
So Miriam says, men take advantage, love to walk up on the women. Well, as far as I'm concerned, that's what carnival is about, eh? There is a time and place for everything, Jan says, and Adela says that's how society has conditioned us to judge people by the clothes they wear. There definitely is a time and a place to wear your clothes. I totally agree.
I agree.
I totally agree with that. So before we end, we have like 2 minutes to kind of like splash our question out there. Should people judge you based on the discussion we've had for the last hour? And that hour does come by so fast when the conversation is sweet. But based on that last conversation, should people judge you based on what you wear? Should people do your clothes make other people uncomfortable? Okay, and if I have to answer now, I will still say absolutely not. People should not judge you. I will say I do agree that certain attires may communicate certain messages about certain people, but then the people who are who are interpreting those messages are interpreting it based on their experiences, based on their preferences, based on their own culture. So your interpretation of me and my clothes has more to do with your own experiences than they have to do with me. So as much as I feel like people should give more thought to what they wear and think about what their clothes say about them, I don't think they should be judged based on what they wear.
Likewise, I don't think anybody should be judged based on what they wear. I think people dress again, like I said, based on their level of confidence, sometimes based on what they have. But for me, I think dress in whatever makes you comfortable, dress to fit your body type. And again, I'm saying, even if I may be uncomfortable if what you are wearing for your body type, as long as you are comfortable in it, then it's up to me if I'm uncomfortable. As long as you're comfortable, rock your outfit. Up to me if I'm uncomfortable. If I am uncomfortable, I'll look away.
Yeah. And then I think one of the things that's important for us to stress on again is that context matters. If you see me, I will not go to the supermarket with a see-through pants and a thong in my ass.
Exactly.
But if I'm going down to Sandy Beach and I have a thong bathing suit and I have a skirt wearing, and I happen to stop at a supermarket, somebody might see me and say, hey, where's the love on her? But I'm on my way to the beach. So
But
you
you're
will
on
judge
the
me
way to
then.
the beach,
So the
yes.
context matters. You know, I'm not going to go to school or to work with a see-through dress, but if we have a little sexy cocktail or a little bachelorette party or something, you can bet your bottom down and then I'm going to come all, spanks out or whatever. So the context of where you're dressing
Where you're dressed
definitely
for,
matters.
yeah.
So audience, you can put your final thoughts in there. I see we have some already. You can put
Yes.
your final thoughts in there because we're wrapping up. V said it's human nature to judge. The judgment may not be accurate at all. Absolutely. Leona said, no. Who are we to judge? Let God judge. Jade Lo said, absolutely not. I don't know to what, but there's some nice little tension building there. I like it. I like when our audience disagree because it kind of drives the conversation. Miriam is thanking for a nice topic. You're welcome, Miriam. Thank you for the feedback.
Nice.
I appreciate it. Leona says, I'm not judging anymore. I agree, Vils. Very well said. Beautiful discussion. V says, absolutely not. I don't know to what, but I'm sure it's to. And she enjoyed the topic. Leona said, I love my short dresses and I am properly dressed up and I get judged. Did I care? No, which is true. Some people could be properly dressed and people will still judge them.
And you will still judge them. Yes.
Exactly. So, guys, with our last 2 minutes, this is our hour. We had a fast, incredible conversation today. Showed us that fashion isn't just about the fabric. It's about who you identify as. It's about your culture. It's about the occasion. It's about the constant dialogue between how we see ourselves and how the world sees us, how we present ourselves, and how the world interprets us. So whether you believe in dressing classic, in keeping it bold, in jumping up carnival in a bikini or rocking it in hoodies and sweater, it's up to you. The goal, as Vilna so rightly started our show with, is that you need to make sure that whatever you're wearing, you're comfortable in your own skin. That's the key. If you're comfortable wearing what you're wearing, whoever is uncomfortable,
Look away.
So thank you so much for all those who commented, all those who logged on, even if you didn't say anything, but you're enjoying, all those who took the poll and helped me to develop content for this episode. I enjoyed it. And as always, I appreciate you. Hush talk, cannot talk unless you're there to listen and to contribute. So we are nothing without you guys. So until next time, keep thinking. Keep thinking, keep adding, keep communicating, keep reflecting, keep helping us bring this conversation to you. Keep talking. And Bill, I'm not sure. Are we having a hashtag next Wednesday? Are we taking a break?
I guess we'll decide and let the audience know.
Oh yeah, I love dressing up, Miriam. Oh, I love dressing. I love all kinds of outfits. You give me a bed sheet and I'll rock it. I'll probably pin some up here, pin some over there, and put a drag on. Listen, I love fashion. I love fashion. Thank you. All right, well, with that said, good night. And we will let you know what the topic for next Wednesday is, or if we're not going to have a topic, we'll let you know beforehand. So, maybe we'll do a pre-record something for you. I don't know, but we'll figure it out.
Yes, we will.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.
My stream doesn't want to end.